species of Variformin's been extinct since the Cretaceous period. I mean, this thing isn't on this thing. Why?
Hey everybody, Sexy Matt the Pharaoh Wizard here, the long-awaited sequel to Jurassic World and the 5th Jurassic Park movie. Jurassic World, hey, there's dinosaurs, remember? Wonder what they're up to. Is out. What did I like? What did I dislike? Let's talk about it. So of course it is a franchise movie, so let's quickly discuss what I think of the Jurassic Park movies in a quick hierarchy. So, of course, the best Jurassic Park movie, right at the top, the original Jurassic Park. It's a classic movie, classic effects, great scares, great wonderment. It's classic, man. It's perfect. It's great. I love it. It is fantastic. Right under that, Jurassic World. I enjoyed it. I understand some people had some problems with it, and I kind of get those complaints, but I had a lot of fun with it. They did what it was great to see the park being opened, and it kind of did what the first movie did, but did its own thing and changed some things up. I enjoyed it. Then we have Jurassic Park 3. Yeah, it's not very good, but it's got a few things going for it. It's got William H. Macy, it's got the Spinosaurus, and it's only an hour and a half long, so at least it's short. So there you go. And finally at the bottom, The Lost World Jurassic Park. Jeff Goldblum is at his driest, flattest I've ever seen him. The effects are kind of dubious. Everyone's an idiot. Yeah, it's not very good. I mean, it's very close to 3. They are very neck and neck, but 3's at least short. So there you go. So where does Jurassic World, hey, remember dinosaurs? They're still a thing. Where does that go on this list? Well, let's talk about that. So Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is brought to us by Spanish director J.A. Boineda, who did A Monster Calls and The Orphan, which I haven't seen either of those, so I'm pretty green on his work. But the plot is this takes place a few years after the events of Jurassic World, and the park, of course, has been shut down, and the dinosaurs are now, controlling the island. Now they found out the island has an active volcano on it that's about to erupt, and the debate begins of, are these man-made creatures worth saving? Are they even creatures? What can we do about them? Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard's characters from the last movie are sponsored by John Hammond's former partner. Well, not really him, but his business, the guy that controls his business. I'm getting to that later. Sponsors them to go in and at least save a few of the species of dinosaur, but maybe something more dubious is afoot. I mean, if you've seen the trailers, at least the second one and beyond, you kind of know what's happening. But without too many spoilers, that's the basic plot of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So let's talk about the characters. So as I mentioned before, we have the returning Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. So I did watch the Jurassic World before this one, and I did find a bit of a difference between Chris Pratt's Owen Grady in Jurassic World and Star-Lord. He's a little bit more, straightforward, not as comedic, more sure of himself, a bit of the kind of great white hunter stereotype. And I like what he did, and it was fairly different. In this movie, they kind of gave him some more quips and, made him a bit more goofy, and they basically hey, Star-Lord's popular, be more like Star-Lord. And so that line of the difference between these characters is starting to be very blurred. And of course, the return of Bryce Dallas Howard, the only woman to outrun a T-Rex in heels. Yeah, that's a thing. Basically, she has one thing that she does at the beginning of the movie, and then at that point, she's just along for the ride. She doesn't really do anything, which is unfortunate because Bryce Dallas Howard is a very charismatic and fun actor to watch. I like her a lot, but yeah, they didn't give her a lot to do, so yeah. So we have a whole slew of new characters, of course. I'm going to quickly run through them. We got Justice Smith, who plays this basically neurotic nerd stereotype. Like, he's like, oh my god, oh geez, oh god, oh no, I can't be outside, oh, I'm a nerd. Yeah, that's his whole character. I thought we were done with that stereotype, but here we are. Yeah, didn't care for him. We have Daniela Pineda, who plays like a veterinarian or like a dinosaur veterinarian. She did some cool stuff. She's kind of a take no shit kind of character. She was enjoyable enough. She was fine. We have Rafe Sprawl, who is one of the Andes from Hot Fuzz. He is the guy who controls the business of John Hammond's former partner. And yeah, if you know your Jurassic Park stereotypes, he's the money man. So I won't spoil it, but if you know what I'm talking about, yeah, he's the money man. He was fine, I guess. Yeah, he is all right. We also have James Cromwell, who is the farmer in Babe. He is the guy who is John Hammond's former partner, and he exists. Yeah. And I do like to mention, just because it bears mentioning, Buffalo Bill is in this. I don't care what the actor's name is. He's Buffalo Bill. And he's actually kind of a lot of fun in this. He's like this strong-headed hunter guy that helps them hunt down the dinosaurs. He's a lot of fun. I enjoyed what he did. So, yeah.
I want to go home, please. Please.
It places the lotion in the basket.
I want to see my mommy. Please, no. I want to see my... I want to see...
Put the fucking lotion in the basket!
So what did Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom do well? Well, I know one of the complaints of the last Jurassic World movie was some of the CG was kind of dubious, and they didn't use a lot of puppeteering or physical effects. They bring that back. I think the CG looks great. There is some puppeting effects. They look really good too. The dinosaurs look really awesome. They did a lot of time and effort to make sure they look good. So I liked what they did there. That was fantastic. Of course, me being a continuity nerd, there's a lot of continuity, like little Easter eggs and nods. Of course, you saw in the trailer, Jeff Goldblum's back, and they definitely characterize him as Ian Malcolm. He's back to being Ian Malcolm, and he's the Ian Malcolm that didn't like dinosaurs, didn't like man messing with bringing the dinosaurs back, and also someone that survived what happened in the second movie. So I felt his character really fit well and was his character, and I enjoyed that. There's a lot of other nods and hints and tips that really make this feel like it's in the Jurassic Park world. So a lot of fun stuff there, and I enjoy that as a continuity nerd. Now, if you know your Jurassic Park sequels, sometimes getting people back to the island is a bit of a weird excuse to do that. Obviously Jurassic World, having the actual park open was the best excuse ever to have people back on the island. But yeah, like the second one was kind of a dubious reason. The third one had the dumbest reason. I felt this one had a very solid reason. The volcano's going to erupt, and are these creatures we're saving? And that debate of, are cloned creatures actually creatures, or we can just make them again, or, should they even exist because they're dinosaurs that were extinct? It was a cool debate, and I thought they raised some good, interesting discussion points at that, and I liked that a lot. They did some interesting things there. So I like that. But no movie is perfect. Where did Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom fall short? Well, as you can tell from my character breakdown, there is far too many characters with their own subplots and things going on. They're not even just cannon fodder for dinosaurs. Like, they are full-fledged characters, and I don't think most of them needed to even exist. I'm going to get into that more in spoilers, but yeah, there was far too many characters, and a lot of them that did nothing. They were just bad. I think some were supposed to be comic relief, but they were not funny. My theater was pretty much silent for most of the jokes. So yeah. Now Jurassic Park was all the sequels too are all about survival. It's, you're outside of your modern technology, and you have to survive like you would, as a caveman dealing with dinosaurs, even though cavemen didn't deal with dinosaurs. But you know what I mean. Like, you're outside your technology, the grid's down, or the park doesn't, is torn apart, things like that. This one takes that survival franchise and makes it into a very bad Bond movie. If you've seen the trailers, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's a really bad Bond movie now, rather than, surviving dinosaurs and man versus nature kind of thing. Look. There is a laser-guided dinosaur. I'm just going to let that little nugget of information sit in your brain. There is a laser-guided dinosaur.
I have one simple request, and that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
So on top of it being a cheesy Bond movie, it is incredibly predictable. You see everything coming from a mile away. You're like, oh, that's going to happen, this is going to happen. It's incredibly predictable and incredibly boring because it's so predictable. There's no surprises whatsoever. And I really only saw the first trailer mostly. I think I saw the second one once. So there wasn't a whole lot was spoiled from trailers, but even then it's still incredibly predictable and incredibly cheesy. Along with that, there is a twist with this little girl character, which I haven't mentioned yet, but there's a twist with her that's so predictable, and it's incredibly pointless. I won't spoil what the twist is, but it's akin to if Jared Leto's character from Fight Club had a twist where he was a Russian spy. And the rest of the movie played out as it normally would, but he's also a Russian spy. So? Why? What's that do for anything? It's incredibly pointless. And this twist is the same. It's incredibly pointless. And it's just very forced, and it's also very choreographed. I saw it coming from, the first time I saw the goddamn character. It was really dumb, and I didn't care for it. And finally, without spoiling it, the ending is incredibly stupid. Where they're possibly leaving off for the next sequel looks really bad. So yeah. And now it's time, because I got some real bitching to do, so I gotta do that in spoilers, because I don't want to ruin this for anybody, I suppose. So, put up the spoiler sign, jump to this time code here if you want to skip spoilers, because I'm going to be doing some spoilers. Okay, so what I just alluded to a little bit ago is the little girl's character is a clone. And you see it coming from a mile away, and it has no bearing on the plot whatsoever, outside of one line where she opens the doors for the dinosaurs and says, they're real 'cause I'm real, or some bullshit like that. And why? Why is she a clone? What's that add to anything? I mean, it could have been interesting if they did something with it, but they didn't. They just said, well, she's a clone. It's the same with John Hammond's former partner guy. Yeah, that could be interesting if you do something with it, but do they? No, they don't do anything with it. He's just John Hammond's former partner. He's John Hammond 2, Electric Boogaloo. He doesn't even, he just dies. So it's incredibly pointless, and yeah, this little twist with her being a clone is incredibly stupid and has no bearing on the plot whatsoever. It's so awful. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess it makes sense, but it's not needed. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't matter. So that's your twist. It doesn't matter. And so, as I alluded before, there's far too many characters, and I know this review will probably go long, but it's worth mentioning. Let's play a little game. Let's play Remove the Characters. Let's figure out which ones actually needed to be in this movie and which were incredibly pointless. So, here is the list of every single character that had some sort of subplot or something going on in the movie. Yeah, that's a fucking lot of people. So, Owen and Claire, that's, Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. They're from the previous movie. They make sense. Owen, of course, does the most out of everybody, but yeah, they need to exist. Eli is the big bad. I think he could do more, which we're going to get into in just a second. So he can exist. He's fine. Now, Franklin is that neurotic nerd stereotype, and he does two things. That is it. He hacks the locks for the old control center so they can, get the codes for the tracking beacons for all the dinosaurs. And then at the end, he hacks the filtering system, and that doesn't even work, so that doesn't even matter. And then he actually fucking disappeared for like half the fucking movie. So, yeah, he doesn't need to exist at all. I mean, not only am I annoyed with his character, but he didn't do anything. I mean, all Claire did in this entire movie was use her handprint to help track the dinosaurs. That was her only point in all she did. So why don't we give some of what Franklin did to Claire and just get rid of Franklin? How about, just have a guy with the locks, just a random military guy come up and open the doors so he can get in. And then she, was the manager of the park. She could probably access the, all the systems to track the dinosaurs. So, yeah. And then, like I said, the ending part, he didn't even actually get the filtering system to work. So, yeah, he doesn't need to exist at all. He's incredibly erroneous and a pointless character. Zia is the vet lady. Yeah, she's fine. I think she had some moments. Yeah, she's all right. Now, Benjamin is John Hammond's former partner. And here's where we can just scrap a whole ton of people. Because he doesn't do anything. They say he's his partner, and then he dies. All the business he's doing is being handled by Eli. So why does he need to have this partner? Why don't we just make Eli a eccentric billionaire that wants to save the dinosaurs, but actually want to sell them and be a terrible man? Why do we have to have this attachment to John Hammond? That doesn't need to exist. So yeah, we can cut him right out, right off the bat. Which then brings Iris, who is the little girl's like keeper or nanny or something. So then she wouldn't need to exist. And then we don't need to do the clone thing either, so Macy doesn't exist. Bam! We just got rid of a fuck ton of characters. And I'm not even done. Mr. Eversole is... he has this bit of a plot. He's basically a arms dealer, I guess you can call him, and he runs this, the selling of the dinosaurs. Why couldn't Eli just do that? Just give that to Eli, and then we can get rid of that character too. Bam. Look at that. We are so far down with people now. Ken and Dr. Wu. Ken is Buffalo Bill. I enjoyed him, and he did serve a purpose. And Dr. Wu is B.D. Wong's crazy character from the first movie and Jurassic World. He creates the other dinosaurs. Yeah, he's good. He can stick around. So without really changing too much from the plot, we can take this down to this. Why do we have so many erroneous characters in this? Like, I know Avengers Infinity War had 1 billion characters, but they all generally did something. This has so many people that don't do anything. So yeah, get rid of half these goddamn characters. Alright, and really quick, my last spoiler complaint is the ending is fucking terrible. So basically, the dinosaurs are loose on the world. They're in America, they're running around, and they kind of played it off as the next movie is going to be like Jurassic World Apocalypse. They're fucking dinosaurs. It's not like a horde of zombies or robot apocalypse. They're fucking dinosaurs, man. You shoot them. I'm sure there'll be a slight rise in people eaten by dinosaurs for a little bit, but you fucking just kill them all. Bam, apocalypse over. Like, they had this after credit scene where the pterodactyls land in Vegas, which, yeah, don't bother sticking around for that. It's incredibly stupid. But yeah, they stick around, they do that, and you're like, shoot them. This is America. We have a lot of guns. I mean, the reason why that wasn't done in a lot of the other movies, although they did shoot them a lot, is a lot of times they couldn't get a gun, or, you know, they were out of bullets, things like that. Just shoot them. You can't have a dinosaur apocalypse. I'm sorry. Like, and I think they're still all female, so it's not like they're gonna breed out of control, so where was this going? What was this movie? Why was this a movie? It's real bad. I've had enough. Let's go ahead and just wrap this up. Jurassic World, hey, remember dinosaurs? They're still a thing, was a very, very bad movie.
That is one big pile of shit.
I am honestly teetering on that it's the worst Jurassic Park movie. It had just erroneous characters. It's shifted into this weird Bond-style movie rather than like a survival movie. They didn't do anything new or interesting with the dinosaurs. It was rinse and repeat with a crap ton of useless characters. So yeah, I'm going to give it a rating of a see it on TV. Yeah, it's worth seeing, but don't pay money for it. If you have HBO and it shows on HBO, yeah, you can check it out. If it's free on demand, yeah, it's worth checking out. But really, it's not worth going out of your way for. They didn't do anything new or interesting with the franchise. It's just there. And yeah, it's not very good. Sorry. So did you see Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Hit that thumbs up if you like dinosaurs, because we all love dinosaurs. And share this video if you could. It would be incredibly helpful. So I'm Sexy Matt the Pharaoh Wizard. Until next time, hold on to your hold slots.
Jurassic Park is frightening in the dark. All the dinosaurs are running wild. Someone shut the fence off in the rain.